good morning to you and welcome to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. This is where we look at various issues bothering us as a nation and as Abian here in the state of Nigeria as a whole. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ginika Olwaha. Now, in Abia State, primarily, it is known as Center of Trade and Commerce. How has the state government piloted the economic activities over time to the improvement of the economic base of the state? Today on the platform this morning, we'll be having the Commissioner for Trade and Investment here in Abia State. He is also a former Commissioner for Information, our very good friend. He will join us very soon when we're done with political update. Don't forget, it's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. This particular program is running live on Facebook, so just go over to Facebook, just key www.facebook.com/flow949fm. You'll see what's happening right inside the studio. Now we'll take a breather to bring you political update. When we come back, we'll hit the road running. Stay with us.
This is Political Update. Ahead of the 2023 presidential election, the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party have disagreed over campaign issues and solutions to address some of the challenges facing Nigeria. Speaking in Asaba, the PDP vice presidential running mate, Ifeanyi Okowa, boasted that his party has a tested document that seeks to address issues while taking a swipe at other parties for focusing on problems without realistic solutions.
There may be different pathways to a success story for this nation, but I believe that the success story going forth from May 29, 2023 is to vote the Atiku Kowa ticket. I believe so, and for our youths. Reading through the document, Atiku's document, my covenant with Nigerians is clearly captured there, and I was very excited when I was reading the document. Most of the others are just busy talking. They don't even have a working document. They're just talking, talking just to impress people. That is not the Nigeria that we need.
At a separate event, Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi insisted that Nigerians must chart a new course by understanding the severity of the problems facing the economy.
You have more people living in poverty than the two biggest countries of the world combined. China and India is 2.8 billion, but you have more people living in poverty than two of them combined, and you're just 200. That's the way we won't have crisis. It is time for all of us to decide that we must have a country, that we must take back our country. And that will start from recruitment process. Today, we have people who want to be president, we have people who want to be governors, who wants to be senators, who wants to be everything. It is time to start scrutinizing.
A former member of the House of Representatives, Abdulmunin Jibrin, has ruled out speculations that Rabiu Kwankwaso will be a running mate to Peter Obi. He said this in an interview amid reports that the new Nigeria's People's Party NNPP presidential candidate is in talks with Obi over a planned merger. He claimed that Kwankwaso is the only politician in the northern part of Nigeria that commands huge followership like President Muhammadu Buhari, stressing that aside from Obi, the NNPP is also looking at other options.
By every standard, Kwankwaso should be the presidential aspirant. Kwankwaso has more exposure, political exposure, more experience. He has a bigger profile when it comes to that. He has more experience politically on how to win the election. And at the end of the day, when you look at the equity contribution in terms of vote, it will be a ratio of about 70 to 30%. We're looking at bringing in 70% of the contribution, even if it is in business. Peter Obi is experienced in business. He knows that whoever is bringing the larger chunk of their equity is expected to
Executive Chairman of Obingwa Local Government area in Abia State, Honorable Michael Ibe has told the leadership of his former party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), that they cannot suspend someone that is no longer in their party. Nwoke was elected chairman of Obingwa Local Government area on the platform of the PDP, but resigned his membership of the party and joined the Young People's Party (YPP), from where he is contesting the House of Representatives seat for Obingwa Osisoma Ogunabo Federal Constituency. Late last week, the Abia chapter of the PDP said it has suspended Nwoke from the party over alleged anti-party activities. And that was Political Update. My name is Wisdom Thomas.
Okay, thank you so much, Wisdom, for that update in the political scene. Now, like I told you before we went on that break, we will be looking at the economic activities of the state where it affects trade and commerce. Of course, that should be the base of every government to at least generate revenue and see that the state is well run. Thank you once again for joining us. My name is Ginika Olo. And my guest is a former commissioner for information, but presently the commissioner for trade and investment here in Abia State. He used to be our friend, but I don't know, maybe he decided to pop this time. Thank you so much, Chief John Okikal, for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you, Gineka, for having me, and good morning to the wonderful people of Abia State.
Okay, now I want us to start with that demolished area market, where the government said that they are going to remodel that particular market to the benefit of traders. I gave deadline, but up to this moment, we've not heard much about that particular project. Tell us, what's the situation?
Thank you, Gineka. Let me start by correcting a misrepresentation. We didn't demolish the whole of our area. Okay. We embarked on phased remodeling of our area because we are conscious of the effect on our people if we demolish the whole of our area. Like you rightly pointed out, this is a trade and commerce state, and we lead, others follow. So what we have right now on our plate is a section of A-line, not even the whole of A-line, and work is ongoing. Incidentally, there were challenges, and I want to use this opportunity to seek the support of the traders, because we had delays occasioned by challenges that the developer had, specifically around financing and all that. Okay. In this environment, when you embark on a project and put all things together, you might have a new challenge that will make it impossible for you to achieve set goals. The governor stepped in, and we are supporting them. We think that we are doing well with at least 3 of the blocks. Each block has 180 shops. Okay. 3 of those blocks, the work there is going very well.
And that's the account.
That is why we watch those things to see whether this person is legal or illegal. We have a platform for payment under the Abia State Internal Revenue Service. You only need to use your phone and your ASIN number to pay. But you will understand that we live in an environment where 2-3 persons can gather together, get a police officer or a uniform security personnel and try to extort money from our people. Once we get such reports, we swiftly move in, because we want our traders to prosper. We will swiftly move in and get those people arrested. So if you have such report, anytime, call me. I'm always available. We will send the Ministry of Trade and Investment Task Force team to go and verify who exactly is doing what. And if it is illegal, we will arrest you. We don't want our traders overburdened by taxation, particularly of the kind that used to happen before now. And if you go to the market, a lot of our traders will tell you that things are fairly streamlined, and that most of the extortions are becoming things of the past.
Okay, if you're just joining us, it's still the pinnacle of all discussion, the platform here on Flu 94.9 FM. I've been speaking with the Commissioner for Trade and Investment here in Abia State, Chief John Okikal. We're looking at issues affecting trade and commerce in Abia State as a whole. How can government generate money and make sure that it runs its activities to its full course? We'll take a breather now. When we come back, we have a lot to talk about. The Umuchieze cattle market, the EC gate axis, and of course politics. Of course, you can't rule that out. It's politics time. So stay with us. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. All right, thank you so much, and welcome back to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. And my guest is the Commissioner for Trade and Investment here in Abia State, Chief John Okikal. Welcome back to the program, Chief. Now, let's talk about Umuchieze. That's Umunochi axis. Of course, you know the security situation we're having within that axis. I understand that the state government actually set up an interim management committee to oversee the activities of Umuchi as a cattle market in Lopanta, Umunochi local government area. Tell us, in clear terms, what are they supposed to be doing? I'm sure you are using that road quite often. If you're passing through that road, sometimes these people that sell cows, they normally block the road with the truck and the rest of them, causing serious gridlock for the people that are making use of that road. What is government doing? Is the interim management committee set up? Are they supposed to address this particular issue?
Yes. The governor directed the interim management committee to immediately ensure that no vehicle parks along the highway. and that every vehicle must enter the market to discharge its cargo. So I would want to give them a week to see how far they have gone, and then after that we will go to review. And they understand the assignment to be very clear. One is maintain peace, ensure that there is total security, and then free flow of trading in an environment that is neat and acceptable to the global community. So yes, to answer your question, we expect that they will start work immediately to clear that axis. Let me tell you something that is unique about this interim management committee. That's the first time in the history of that market that you have a management team made up of both the indigenes and the cattle traders from outside Abia State.
Okay, that particular committee.
This committee, yes. We have about 4 indigenes, including the chief security officer in that market is from that area. So what we are trying to do is again to support synergy between the traders and the community to remove every bottleneck in terms of engagement, and also make sure that we know who comes into that market and for what purpose. We don't want people to continue discharging cargo along the way, because we believe that you can use that pretense to discharge arms and ammunition to criminals. And most importantly, what the governor does not want to hear about is that those kidnappers and violent individuals operating around that area exist to continue to do their business. So aside from the security measures already put in place, we are also deploying additional resources through the Ministry of Trade and Investment to make sure that that area is sanitized. And I'm sure that there are plans for the Isukwato area, there are plans for the Okwa area, and we'll make sure that we continue to secure the good people of Abia State. I'm happy to be part of an administration that has ensured that, relatively speaking, Abia is secure, relatively speaking, knowing what is happening elsewhere. And by the grace of God, who has been leading us 7 years down the line, not even a single successful bank robbery in Abia State under the watch of Governor Kezi Ikpeazu. 7 years down the line, we've maintained our status as the safest state in the whole of the Southeast, South region. 7 years down the line, we are in the top 5% of safest states in Nigeria today. It is to the glory of God. It is God that is doing it. It is God that is enabling our governor and the government to deploy relevant proactive measures to make sure that we remain safe. So the issue around security in Lokpanta area will soon be a thing of the past. I'm confident that the committee, the mega committee set up for that purpose, is populated by people of high standing, people that know what they are doing, and they will also help to snuff out those elements that don't want us to have peace.
When you talk about those, the mega committee set up initially by the government, by the governor, many people are worried that people that are there are not security experts. That's one. Then two, this particular interim management committee, how trustworthy are they? Because we've seen cases where in time past, security agencies or agents have been accused of aligning with these criminals to perpetrate crime in that area. So how trustworthy are these people in the interim management committee?
Those in the interim management committee would have been inaugurated more than a month ago, but the governor directed that we send their names to the security authorities. They were properly vetted. If you look at the report we brought out, you would have seen the direct involvement of the State Commissioner of Police, Mrs. Janet Agbade, who is always working very hard to ensure that Abia is secure. That woman is, she's a good police officer. That's the most I can say. She was involved in the vetting. We did very thorough vetting, even at the community level, to look at who these people are, their background, what they do, and then they were given specific commission. And let me say this, the governor was very clear on one thing. He said, if I have problem from that market again, I will shut it down permanently. And he was this close to even shutting that market down before then.
Did he mean it, or was that a political statement?
What? Let's have problem first, and you'll see whether it was a political statement or not. Until we have problem, hopefully we won't have problem. Until we have problem, you will know. But regarding the mega committee and those involved, already they did not displace the existing security structure there. There will always be the army, the police, the vigilante, and the rest of them there. What they seek to do is to engage the community in policing their area. They are not looking for armed committee members. They are looking for those who can energize local communities to take specific actions around security. And so far so good, they have been highly successful. I have information available to me on at least 3 of the bandits that have been sent to Satan to go and discuss with Satan wherever he is. I have information on some of them that are currently in custody. I even have videos, buttressing that.
The bandits.
Yes. So what you have is a community-based committee aimed at energize. See, at the end of the day, it is about the community when it concerns security. If you come into Abia today, time T, in the next 3, 4, 5 minutes, I, John Okikalu, sitting down here, will know that there is a new person in Abia. Ask your colleagues that have gone for interviews in Abia. Because we have an effective information management system in the community to protect our community. So once we see somebody, a strange element, they communicate to certain layers of the community leadership, and we verify and take necessary action. So what we have done with that committee is not necessarily to impanel an armed group to fight kidnappers and bandits. What we have done is to generate a team that can effectively mobilize the community to give necessary information, to be security conscious, to partner with security agents to ensure that wherever these people are, we get them. See, those guys that use Okada to go and collect ransom, they know them in the communities. It is not an issue for the army to go into every house to say, where is the criminal living here? If you tell the people of Abia, for instance, to bring out all the criminal elements in Abia, they know where to go. I don't know if you understand that.
Yeah. Now, Chief John, I want us to look at the allegation made against some military officers in the time past as regards to the issue of the prelate that was kidnapped. You heard what he said, that some military officers actually aided these people. As a government, have you been able to parley, or rather have a kind of interaction with the military authorities to fish out these people that were involved? And what have you been able to do as regards to that?
Yes, both the military and the police authorities, they are handling that. There are processes in dealing with such things. And I don't want to sit down here and say that it is true or not. But see, before I don't understand why there will be a military post about 50 meters away. Somebody comes there to collect ransom, kidnap people, and there is no response. It's unfortunate. Why would that happen? So the preponderance of evidence points to something wrong happening around there. My happiness is that the commander in Ohafia has taken charge. Their leadership in Enugu, they are now aware, they are all involved. Of course, I've always had confidence that when we have issues like that, the CP no more here, Mrs. Abede, she's capable of taking rapid action against such things. So yes, the situation looks suspicious to us. It continues to look suspicious that these activities will be happening around that zone, and we have stationed security agents who are unable to act to aid the victims. Is something that they are looking at. It's something that as a government we are insisting that they must look at and give us verifiable results. It should not end within their system. We want to know and see those involved in making life difficult for our people, and we want to see them punished individually. We want to see them punished, and we want to see new teams sent to us to police those areas. The people that are honest, people that will not be suspected of being involved in all this nonsense.
Have you made requests for such?
Sure. The governor is at the head of the Security Council team, and he didn't mince word. Let's leave it at that. He didn't mince word.
Okay, now let's come back to Umuahia. When you look at Isigate, some time ago, the state government, Abia state government, said they are going to clear off all traders within that area, and then in some part of Umuahia, and that they should move over to Bani markets. When you go there now, Honorable Commissioner, you see people, traders are still there. At some point, you clear that area. We thought we are going to beautify it, but when you go back there, you see grasses here and there, defecation of of some sort, and the rest of them. What is your plan on that Isigate axis? Do you still want people back there trading, or you want to beautify that area?
The plan is to beautify that area, and there is a team, an agency called Abia State Public Utility Management Agency, APUMA. They are supposed to be in charge of that beautification effort. You saw in the past the efforts they made. And from what you are reporting, we will have to go back and look at the effectiveness of the measures they put in place. There is no plan to allow people to trade around the Isigate. It is an eyesore. That's the center of the capital city. And we have alternative plans that I don't want to reveal on air concerning some of those people who use private homes as shops. In this government, we don't want to displace people without looking for an alternative place for them. We have a plan. That plan is evolving rapidly, and I'll come back to you when we are ready to implement.
So what plans do you have for that?
I said it's evolving rapidly. If I reveal it at this time, you will have all kinds of challenges in dealing with the people involved. It's evolving rapidly. We are set from our own end. We've dotted all the I's and all the T's. What is left is for us to meet with some persons, landlords, traders, and then agree on a date. Make no mistake about it, we will sanitize that area before we leave.
Okay, maybe before you do that, traders should continue doing their trading and business.
That's why I said the APUMA people should immediately do the needful. The Umuahia Capital Development Authority, they should do the needful. There are government agencies whose duty will be to ensure that that area remains free. And they are listening to you. They are also listening to me. I'm sure that they will do the needful if we have a relapse. Of course, maybe because I've not been there for quite some time on a working day. But I'm sure something will be done. You can take that for granted. The Ministry of Trade will do their bit, because we will not want to encourage people to go there to trade for any reason at all. So we will do our bit.
Okay, I know that the state government does not really have direct control over all these markets in various villages. Take, for instance, the Yoruba market. But I'm sure you can also do something in terms of much taxation, levies here and there on the traders, because we've received several complaints from traders in that area. They said they are always being levied by people around. The community people will come, government people will come. In fact, there was one they said is tax force on COVID, even when there is no COVID again. So these are the things the traders in that area they face. What are you going to do in this regard?
Abia is designated as a community market. I'm glad that you are informed well enough to know that it is not all markets in Abia State that are under the direct supervision of the Ministry of Trade and Investment. But every single market you have in Abia is under the purview of the Ministry of Trade and Investment. Because Yoruba is designated as a community market, the local government people will be the ones to talk to. So I will talk to the chairman of Umuahia North to look at what is going on there and see how we can save our people from all kinds of harassment. As a government, we don't want traders harassed. We want them to also perform their own statutory duties, including payment of legitimate taxes and levies. Legitimate is the key. And in collecting this thing, we must point out that the only agency of government permitted to do that will be the Abia Internal Revenue Service. And they have a consolidated revenue payment system that is in place, and people should key into that.
Okay, quickly now, Honorable Commissioner, let's talk about politics. Sometime to a few days to the announcement that your party, the PDP, they have got a running mate to Professor Ikone, who is your party governorship candidate. Your name came up In various quarters, they said you are going to be the running mate to Professor Ikome at some point. We didn't hear anything. All we heard is that a new person has emerged. What happened? At what point did you tie it on?
I didn't know where my name came up. Maybe my name came up in beer palace and such places, because as a party man and someone that is inside, not outside, I've always been aware that we zoned the deputy governorship to the Umunne Chazis.
Okay, you zoned it there.
Yeah. So when you say my name came up, well, I don't know. It's okay for people to be calling my name, and I thank those people who called my name. It only speaks to maybe they wish me well. They would have loved to see me there. But I want to say to them that as a party, we believe in equity. We want to carry along as many people as possible. Now, the Umunnochi people, Umunnochi Isikwatazis, they have a legitimate claim when they say that they deserve to have this position. And the party looked at it long ago and decided that, okay, we can have a governorship candidate from the central, so we should also classify that as it. And luckily for us, we found a young man who is fit for purpose. I know Barrister Okeigwe, beyond knowing him as a house member. He's a level-headed person. He's the kind of person you have confidence that he will carry along the young people, because he's in that bracket. He is also very youthful. He has the energy to further boost the activities expected that the governor will carry on. So I am happy that we have Barrister Okeigwe, and I want to call for total support for the tickets, the Abia's tickets. The reason is that I've looked at all the tickets in and out. Beyond the ones that I see as carnival tickets, maybe, Oringo tickets, I have seen 3 very strong tickets. And within those, the platforms and the activities and the personalities, the pedigrees, I think the Abia ticket is the strongest.
Because you are a PDP member, so it's normal for you to say the Abia ticket.
Let me speak to being a PDP member. You people will always say to us that the problem of Abia is PDP. And now, we decided to look inwards and sanitize our party, give people alternative, and suddenly those rejects that we had are now the frontliners in other parties. What does that speak to? It speaks to the fact that PDP is the party producing the best candidates. Look across board. All those people you are hailing in other parties used to be PDP members, and if you say that PDP didn't do well, obviously they were part of not doing well, and today they are your King Kongs. They are the people that you have seen as the best fit.
Have they been elected?
What are we talking about?
But they've not been elected yet, so I don't.
So now, let me give you a case in point. One particular legislator from one constituency was on radio, on another radio station this morning. He was reading out his achievements. And one of them, they asked him about his legislative achievement. He said, I'm in the process of giving birth to one bill. That bill is at second or third reading, blah, blah, blah. And they said, after 8 years, the anchor asked him, after 8 years, not even a single bill, just one being processed. Who told you that wasn't what PDP saw and refused to give him another ticket? Who told you that? What we are doing in PDP is to give birth to a new political order where young people can rise. You cannot stay for 8 years in one position.
And your candidate is youthful enough? Your governorship candidate?
You see, understand youthfulness. The way you define youthfulness, you narrow it down to age. For Christ's sake, youthfulness is about ideas that you have. If those ideas are progressive, you are young and youthful. I know that because I'm also supposed to be a young person, but I know by age, ordinarily, somebody that is in his 50s should not be seen to be in the youthful bracket. But people see me as a young person, isn't it? You also see me that way. Yet, what you are referring to remains the ideas, what I represent as a person. So somebody can be 90, for instance. And look, you have a young people's party whose senatorial candidate is 74. I know the man you are talking about. Consciously, I can tell you that when the man is talking, behaving, he behaves like a young person.
Okay, we'll find out that. Let's open the phone lines. Let our listener actually make their own contribution on the this particular topic we are talking about. The numbers to call are 08081826949 or 08116052949. You can also send your SMS on 09065108289. This is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gilika.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment.
Good morning, my brother.
Who say my name is the name I'm calling from Mumbai.
Okay.
Please, let me start with commending the commissioner. Last week I was in Abia. The market, most of the markets, they are trying to harmonize themselves. Sometimes they go on that stage, they go to let their markets. Then there was something like a red boundary. As in that, Mevatin Avenue, it was barricaded. They were asked to go inside, not to block road. I was happy. Even the other markets, shopping center and other markets inside there. But I want to appreciate you, sir, for helping us there. Then secondly, Shofumaya market. You people need to look into it. This double taxation. If you get in particular, they will tell you that the local government people are selling those tickets to those agents. They are asking people more than 3 times. They will collect money in the morning, afternoon, and night. I just think government should help us to remove that market entirely.
Okay.
And by dealing with the people that are selling in the residential area for market.
Okay.
The landlords, please.
Thank you so much, Hussein Modik. Honorable Commissioner.
Thank you very much. You see, sometimes when people perform the illegal, they predispose themselves to multiple illegalities. Look, there shouldn't be a market at EC Gate. Now, because you have illegally decided to go there and trade, other people, other criminal elements are now extorting you, and you are trying back to the government. What are you doing there? The government said there shouldn't be a market there. You have gone there illegally, and suddenly, because people that are minded like you are also there trying to chop you mugu, because you want to disobey government, you are trying back to the government. There should be no market there, so that there won't even be anybody to extort money.
Okay.
Go to organized markets. Go to Bane, Ibeku.
Okay.
And then nobody will extort you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Henry Enyoko. I'm calling from Omogelenteya in Isialanga North.
Welcome, Henry. Go ahead.
Honorable Commissioner, to be very honest with you, I always enjoy hearing from you each time you're on radio, because you are down to earth in your explanation of things to people, for people to understand what the government is doing. Now, but let me suggest something, because there is this issue of...
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Just move away from your radio set a bit.
Okay, these people who go to hire policemen or civil defense people, these illegal tax collectors. Honorable Commissioner, I think something can be done about it by using a code, dropping a code to all the law enforcement agents in Abia State, police, army, civil defense, such that anybody coming to hire police or any agent, if he does not have that code, then such a person will be understood as not coming from the right source.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Indeed.
Honorable Commissioner, just note that because we need to take more calls. Probably you react to them. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Commissioner. My name is Emma Ibuku, native of Okumu. The project currently going on at the Abia International Market is a welcome development. It has been long overdue, as the market has begged for government intervention for decades. It has been in a dilapidated position, making it not look like an international market. With the intervention by the government, I look forward to seeing the market have a new look. But the traders there must know that the process which is under making it conducive and have a new look must come with disruption of their business activities. So
right.
For the illegal collections, you don't need to go far to see it in no manner. As many go inside for extorting money from people.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, can you hear me, Gineka?
I can hear you. Welcome. You have 30 seconds, please.
Yeah, thank you, Gineka. My name is Malcolm Lemana. Welcome. Honorable Commissioner, good morning, sir.
Good morning, comrade in arms.
Yes, Honorable Commissioner, I heard all you said. I want to ask just a little thing. You are always emphasizing the issue of paying, avoiding money. The work that people pay, people cannot use it judiciously and prudently. Not. Let me quickly issue of the governorship election in Abia. It's not business as usual as far as I am concerned. I'm sure that we are there with your PDP, and we are not talking about this issue of window dressing anymore. We need a new brand house.
Okay.
We are built already. So the issue of we surely do it this way as the normal way we normally do it. It can never happen again.
Okay.
It's a new vision for Abia. Have a wonderful morning.
Okay, thank you so much. Honorable Commissioner.
Yeah, thank you very much, the last caller. Please, I fully back you. Every single Abian should go get the PVC. When it is time for election, we will present our candidates. You will look at them and weigh them against other candidates. Because what we are doing in PDP is regenerative. If you look at our candidate, for instance, for Omuahia Ikwan Federal Constituency, I don't think there is a better person to have at the Federal House of Rep than Ikuku Abia. If you go to Abba, I don't think there is a better candidate to have than Chimobi in the Abba. And across board, we have presented candidates and we are going to sell them alongside others. So bring it on. Go get your PVCs. We will bring our record. If you allege, be prepared to prove. The era of hoodwinking Abians with sweet-smelling words is over. If people said that PDP didn't do well, and then the same people that were the people in PDP that didn't do well are now leaders of other parties. If people who complained about the process of PDP primaries quickly went to other parties and snatched tickets from the members, the same people who complain, if people who complain about the processes, you see, let me make a correction here. I heard somebody saying in another radio station this morning that somebody was given all the adult delegates to produce. For Christ's sake, he didn't tell you the whole truth. The truth is that he had control of the statutory delegates. And by the time we concluded on the adult delegates, we didn't know the adult delegates were going to be the only people that would do the election.
Okay.
You had control of all the statutory delegates, and we are trying to balance off by giving your opponent the adult delegate. And it turned out that the adult were the only ones used.
Well, Honorable Commissioner, I'm sure we'll have more time for us to talk about politics, where it affects PDP, your party, in future days to come. But let's take a few SMS. This one is coming from Anyo Kore. He said, good morning, my commissioner. In fact, the security setup along with Turolo Banta Umunochi axis are not yielding any positive result. The government needs to up their game in terms of security. Kidnapping, robbery, hoodlums is on a high rate in the state. Thank you so much. Okay, let's take one more SMS, then we'll wrap it up. Okay, this one said, from the Honorable Commissioner, yes, PDP for the years they rule Abia State, we've seen their good and bad. But this time, the state needs virgin party than promise and fail. Okay, thank you.
Also bring virgin candidates. If what you are saying about the PDP is true, don't bring virgin candidates. It is not that you will go and collect the rejects from PDP and want to hoodwink the good people of Abia State. John Okikali will not allow you to do that, because I know everyone involved. When it is time, we'll speak to that.
Okay, let me sincerely thank you, the Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Abia State, Chief John Okikali, for coming on the show today. Thank you so much. We'll have time to talk about politics, and I can see how you're vibrating immediately. John PDP, don't worry, we'll have time to talk about that on this platform. Thank you to all of you who listened or who called in. May God bless you. This show returns on Wednesday at 10 a.m. My name is Ginika Olwaha. Sincere thanks to Wizzy, Erica, and the intern here, and to my producer, Samson Eze, Nedu, and Stanko. God bless all of you. Good morning.